Hello everybody, I just need to get this off of my chest. Kenobi! Hello fellow Star Wars fans, my name's Starrapter. I want to thank you guys for stopping by my channel for another episode of This Week in Star Wars Canon. Every week I go over everything new in the Star Wars universe that ties back into those films. So this could be anything like TV series such as Clone Wars or Rebels, the comics, the novels, and to the video games. And this week was a very heavy week for Darth Maul. I'm going to first get into my review of Star Wars Rebels Season 3, Episode 19, Twin Suns. If you guys haven't watched this episode yet, then please go back and watch it and come back because I'm going to be spoiling the hell out of this episode. So this was the episode that I never thought we would get. This is an episode basically about the fate of Darth Maul and Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine. So to just set things up, we have Ezra, who is, feeling things through the Force, through the holocrons. It was Darth Maul calling to Ezra to use Ezra as bait, so when he goes to Tatooine, he gets in danger. Ben Kenobi comes in, tries to save the day, and then that draws Maul there for that revenge that he's been after with Obi-Wan for, what is it, like 30 years or something like that? It's been a long, long time. Actually, probably more like 40 years. But anyways, I'm going to get into the things I really enjoyed about this episode because this was a great episode. At least the last 8 minutes, I think it meandered a bit. And, I mean, Ezra is getting a bit on my nerves, honestly. I was saying how Chopper was getting on my nerves last week. Ezra is starting to get, under my nails now with this, But regardless of that, I did actually enjoy seeing those Tusken Raiders and the Dewbacks. It was cool seeing Tatooine in general. From the Rebels' perspective of things. Going into this episode, I was very concerned because the original trilogy with Luke Skywalker, we can't have any interaction between Ezra and Luke because Luke is supposed to be the last Jedi. So having Ezra on that planet was very dangerous in my eyes, but I think they handled it perfectly with the whole plot of this singular episode. So we have basically Darth Maul getting revenge on Obi-Wan, or at least attempting to. Ben Kenobi ends up killing Darth Maul. Remember I said spoiler alert, so yeah, I don't know if you're still watching this, you've just been spoiled. But anyways, so we have Darth Maul that is getting killed by Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan has been fighting him through the Clone Wars, and Phantom Menace, it's probably his 5th rematch with Maul. And the reason why he kills him is because Maul knows that he's protecting somebody, and Obi-Wan is protecting the last hope of the galaxy. So he had no choice but to just get rid of Maul. There was no way of getting out of this. Plus, in my eyes, I don't think it would have been possible with the original trilogy to have Darth Maul running around. It just really wouldn't have worked out that way. So, but going into Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ben Kenobi, phenomenal job by Steven Stan, who voiced him. Steven Stan is a great voiceover artist. This guy has done Ben Kenobi in the Disney Infinity game. He has done Grand Moff Tarkin in this series. He's also done Admiral Raddus in Rogue One. This guy has, and he does AP5, who, I mean, I don't really like the character, but he does a good job voicing him. So this guy absolutely nailed, Alec Guinness. Totally nailed it. And it just seems like that lightsaber duel was the perfect way to do this, because the whole episode I'm waiting for. The whole episode I'm waiting like this, like, where is the lightsaber duel? I'm like looking at the clock, like, oh man, they're not gonna have a very long duel. But that was really cool. It was like a lot of people are saying it's like something out of a samurai movie. Literally like 3 swipes, and then the duel is over. And that, if you guys watch Rebels Recon, Dave Filoni, the executive producer or director or whatever, he basically said that, the most powerful people, if you're very experienced, the duel shouldn't really last long because, especially, and he was saying about how many times Maul and Obi-Wan have faced each other. Most of the time, Maul and Obi-Wan had other things involved, like Savage Press, or if it was, Obi-Wan and Adagala and stuff in the comics, Son of Dathomir, they were never one-on-one, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So the one time they get one-on-one, Obi-Wan has been on Tatooine. He's been able to have, like, at this point, like, 17 years of being by himself, studying the Force, really coming to know his own power. So it was really believable for me. Plus, I mean, you see him in A New Hope. He's not really doing much as far as fighting like he did in Revenge of the Sith. So it makes sense that he would do like 3 quick moves and that would be it, because he is old. And you know, and just the fact that, again, in Rebels Recon they were saying about Darth Maul going up for the killing blow that he did to Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan just kind of calling that. He's been going it over in his mind for his whole life, basically, of how his master was killed, so he was able to counter that and take out Maul. But then the whole aftermath of that, with Obi-Wan kind of just cradling Darth Maul's body, was just chilling to me, because they are mortal enemies. But if you look at Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ben Kenobi, he's embracing the ideals of the Jedi to forgive and to forget what has happened in the past. This is someone who is dying. Yes, he has hated him, and Maul, they're having this moment where they're talking about the chosen one, and he will avenge, you know, Maul's death. And that, to me, was just, that was just icing on the cake. And then you do see Ben Kenobi staring on the horizon, watching over Luke, as just so great of a moment. The only thing I really didn't like too much, as I said at the beginning of the episode, was just kind of pointless, Ezra wandering around. But the whole part where Ben Kenobi does the killing blow on Maul, I was just kind of looking at it like, is he dead? And then he does close his eyes, but I had to repeat that part over and over again. I have a feeling that it has to do with the Disney XD channel, and they can't really show this kind of stuff of people getting sliced if they're not droids or stormtroopers for some reason, because we've seen a whole lot of stormtroopers getting killed, but we can't just show Maul getting killed. But either way, this was a great send-off for a character that has had rivalries for this whole time. So people were really pissed off about when they brought him back in Clone Wars, like, oh, that's stealing a great blow for Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's taken away his skill. But now we do see, in the end, Ben Kenobi does kill him, so he does get that nice bit of satisfaction. That wasn't all we had with Darth Maul this week. As I mentioned, we also have issue number 2 of Darth Maul. I'm super happy about this issue, guys. Just want to let you know off the bat, this is one of the best issues that I've read from Marvel in a long time, according to Star Wars. This issue is basically about Maul kind of going off on his own, because as you remember in issue number 1, he has this lust for violence and power that he hasn't been able to extinguish, because Sidious, his master, is kind of lying in wait until the events of episode 1. They don't want to be, as Sith, like letting themselves known to the galaxy. So Maul does end up finding out about a Jedi Padawan that's been captured by this criminal organization. So in this issue, he's going to Nar Shaddaa, he's seeking information, and this is awesome. He teams up with none other than Cad Bane and Aurra Sing, because he doesn't want himself to be known as a Jedi, so he's not using his lightsaber. So he kind of needs more help to infiltrate his way into this whole scheme of things to get this Jedi Padawan. So this issue introduces us to those bounty hunters, which have a couple new ones, which I'll speak about in a couple minutes here. And it does end with him finding the Jedi Padawan locked up. So really great cliffhanger. I'm going to dive into everything I really enjoyed about this. So first off, I did like how we go to Nar Shaddaa, and Darth Maul is just kind of looming around. He's going around, he's cloaked, but he is strong, and he's not going to use his lightsaber, as I said before, because that might alert Palpatine that he's doing this, because he's doing this behind Palpatine's back. Maul doesn't have patience that Sidious has, and I don't think many people out there have the patience that Sidious has with all the plans he's always worked out for the future, the far future. So Maul, it's cool because he has these inner monologues and whatnot. So yeah, you see Maul kicking some serious ass just with martial arts and whatnot. And at one point there was a Quarren guy that's getting mad at him, and literally the Quarren like does the thing in Clone Wars where he sprays the ink into Maul's eyes and blinds Maul, and Maul is still able to use the Force to throw knives into people. Just completely badass. So I was super happy to see the bounty hunters, especially Cad Bane and Aurra Sing, because Cad Bane is one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. This guy is awesome. You definitely got to check out the Clone Wars to see this guy in action. But we also have some other new bounty hunters that are in our gang. So we have a Chadra Fawn named Tek, who is one of those little bat guys that you see in A New Hope in that canteen. And we also have one of the newer aliens inspired by The Force Awakens. We have a Vorthelo, which is a cool Sedia alien. It's one of those insectoid things. I am not sure how to pronounce that, but I tried, guys. So yeah, you got these four people teaming up with Maul. This is all about the underworld, which is something that is one of my favorite things about Star Wars, is the underworld, these criminal organizations. Such a surprise, as if Cad Bane wasn't enough. We get a flashback between Sidious and Maul in an earlier age. This is an early age of Darth Maul, and they are on Malachor, and Sidious is basically teaching him about the ancient Sith, and this is where Maul learns a mantra that he uses all the time, and you just see how things are turned against him, how Sidious says the Jedi are the enemy, so it's portrayed to Maul that he should hate and despise the Jedi. This is where he gets up his revenge thing, where he's like, at least we will have our revenge on the Jedi, is because he goes to Malachor and he's able, this is some of his origins, and seeing that connected with Rebels, where we find him in Rebels, it makes perfect sense that he would go there after escaping from Sidious and all the Jedi and stuff in Order 66. He would go over there to just kind of bring some force power into him and kind of meditate. I'm sure it gives him a lot of power. And finally, I just want to touch upon the artwork. It is absolutely incredible. Luke Ross is just, he was great in Force Awakens, but I feel like he's hit his stride in this issue, this #2 issue. So many aliens, guys. There's so many Easter eggs. I think I seen the Outrider, which is Dash Rendar's ship, or at least the YT-2400. You know, just the overall appearance of Nar Shaddaa feels so nail on, like it feels so right, like the dinginess of the environments. You got all these Clone War criminals when Maul goes to that party where they are all represented. You have the Trandoshans that look like they're from the Clone Wars. You got the Pikes from the Clone Wars. I'm pretty sure I see Hondo. If that isn't Hondo, then I don't know what it is. You even see his flying saucer ship in the background. You see the Black Sun, the Fallon Black Sun. Like, literally, this issue might have the most alien diversity in any Marvel Star Wars comic so far. It's just awesome. I love seeing the background aliens, and there's just so much detail. Like, this guy, he might be the best artist in Marvel right now. We'll see. We have 3 more issues, I believe, of this, so I'm really looking forward to it, guys. Like, usually the first issue of a series is like the best, and it kind of degrades, but no, it started up high and it's actually gotten higher. Like, my anticipation, Maul might be my most anticipated Star Wars comic of the month. Like going forward, this might be my most anticipated one. But that is going to do it for me. I want to know what you guys thought, so feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below. What did you think of Twin Suns, the Rebels episode that we seen Darth Maul meet his fateful end? Are you reading the Darth Maul comic? I want to know about it. Let's get talking about it. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. I have tons of other Star Wars content and other things such as TV series, movies, and more. I'm Starrapter, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you, always. So, did you like the video? Then make sure you rate it a thumbs up, and if you did that, go over there, hit that Starrapter head so you subscribe to my channel. Doing so will keep you up to speed on all of my latest content, speaking of which you can see a couple of my recent uploads down below. I'm also on social media, so what are you waiting for? Let's start nerding out.